Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Miss Fariha from the platform of Sadiqan Grammar School Distance Learning Program. I welcome you all and I hope that my kids are in the best of health and spirits. Let's first have a recap of our previous done chapters. Previously, we did unit number 10, that is design and shape, and unit number 11, that is personality types. The use of English that we did was quantifiers with countable and uncountable nouns, adjectives followed by prepositions, prepositions followed by nouns, and abstract nouns. Today, we are going to do from our book Cambridge Global English Book 8, Unit number 12, that is people and their jobs. And the use of English that we are going to learn today are suffixes for job titles, verbs and prepositions followed by verb plus ing form, and will, future and future continuous tense. Let's first come to our first topic today, that is suffixes for job titles. Now, what are suffixes? They are a letter or a group of letters added to the ending of words to change their meanings or function. These useful shape-shifting tools can be as small as S and ED. For example, when we turn a singular into plural by adding S or ES, that S or ES is a suffix. Or when we change the present form into the past form by adding ed. For example, play turns into played by adding the suffix ed. Or it can also be larger additions such as ation, for example, formation, transformation, education, and ears like delicious, and many other words like that. So we have a number of examples on this very slide, like where berry turns, we add es to to berry, and it becomes berries. Then we add ish to baby, that becomes babyish. So the suffixes are es, ish, er, and able. All these four are the suffixes which are going to transform the words. Now coming to suffixes for job titles. Now, how do we make titles for different jobs? By adding suffixes. For example, someone who does driving, we would be adding er after drive, and that would become a job title for the driver. Physiotherapy would take IST for becoming physiotherapist. Electric would take IAN and it would become electrician. So this is how different suffixes transform the verbs or the jobs into the job titles. If we are not sure how to describe a person's job title clearly, and we don't know the designation he is working on, then we can say he or she works in marketing, or computing, or in finance, or advertising, or publishing. Or we can also say that she works in a shop. We don't know whether she is a manager in the shop or a salesperson in the shop. So we can just say that she works in the shop. Or we can say that he or she works for a pharmaceutical company. If we are not sure of the exact position he or she are working on. So that's how we generally refer to where they work and what they work for. Let's now come to verbs and prepositions followed by verb plus ing form. After some verbs, we use the ing form of the verb. which is not an infinitive. Infinitive is which takes to before it. For example, to go, to come, to do. So we don't use that infinitive form, and we rather use the ing form of the verb. And the examples of the verbs which are followed by this ing form are avoid, for example, avoid going, enjoy, like enjoy going, or feel like crying, or finish doing, or give up smoking, involve partying, practice dividing or multiplying, risk something. So in this way we use the ing form of verbs. Now we use the ing form after all prepositions, for example, of, by, for, before. For example, we can say, you can't risk taking out equipment that doesn't work, or I don't feel like working out, as well as responding to emergencies. We always start by checking the equipment. So this is how we use the ing form after verbs. So in this case, we won't be using the to form, that is the infinitive form, and we would be saying, I always enjoy cooking, not I always enjoy to cook. Or we would be saying, we haven't finished eating yet, not we haven't finished to eat. Or she keeps changing her mind, not she keeps to change her mind. Let's now come to the will, that is the future and future continuous forms. We use the will, that is future, for predictions of what you think or guess will happen. Do you think you will go to university? Use the future continuous to say that something will be in progress. You know that continuous means that something is in progress or going on at a certain time in future. So, for example, we say, by the time I'm 25, I hope I'll be working for a famous fashion designer. So, this will be working. It comes for future continuous. It takes the use of will for future and ing for continuous. And for joining these two, we need be within or between them. Will be coming, will be going, will be eating. So now again we will revise our idea of using will. We use will when we want to make a prediction about the future. Prediction is a statement that we make about future, that we will do it. We think that we will do it. When a person makes a prediction, they say what they think will happen in future. Now, for affirmative, we say, for example, robots will work for humans. Or for negative, we would be saying, learning a second language won't be necessary. Will plus not makes the short form won't. And for questions, we say, will humans be able to fly? So this is how we use will for predicting future. Okay, now this is the homework that you need to do on a computer paper, so that you can later on attach it in your copies. And this you will be doing by turning or cutting the computer paper into half, as you need to write just 5 sentences using these prompts. That by the time I'm 15, I would be able to drive a sports car, or I'll drive a sports car. this is how you will be using these prompts to make sentences. So that's all for today. I hope that you have got all these concepts very clear and you'll be working on them and try to understand them at home. Thank you very much and Allah Hafiz. Take care of yourselves.